At its core, the United States is a federation of 50 or so political entities, each with its own history of political experiments. The North Dakota government since the 1920s has operated two state-owned enterprises. Firstly, the Bank of North Dakota, which is the only government-owned bank in the nation, and the second is the largest and only state-owned mill in the nation. How did these organs of state come into being? Through a belief in common prosperity, electoral participation, and not waiting on Washington to act. The feeling in North Dakota at the time was that they were a people being taken advantage of. There was very little capacity to mill their own grain or produce any kind of real local industry because nobody had the money. In the 1910s, a local political movement in North Dakota was founded by a Socialist Party of America organizer named Arthur C. Townley. They were a leftist political group who sought to enfranchise the smallholding farmers of North Dakota by, in large part, campaigning on an idea that there needed to be a mill of their own, a bank of their own, a railroad of their own. The National Nonpartisan League would run on the Republican ticket and attempt to electorally win power in 1917. They won the state house, the state senate, and the governor's office. On the back of supportive farmers, many of whom came from Scandinavian immigrant backgrounds, the governor they elected, Lynn Fraser, won with almost 80% of the vote and established the state-owned Bank of North Dakota soon after. Initially, the bank was a credit union, that is a type of financial institution where the members of the union act as owners. Due to a number of factors from outside of the state, the institution was relegated to more of a central bank function with limited capacity to engage with farmers that they so desired to help. What it means in practice is that unlike every bank in the United States, the loans and products given out by the Bank of North Dakota are not backed by the FDIC. Loans are backed by the citizens. Currently, the BND has over $7 billion under management and turns a profit of over $500 million each fiscal year. If you like the content so far, please feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. When the NPL came to power in 1917, they didn't just envision making a single ordinary grain mill. They envisioned an entire circular system with state-owned farms, state-owned distribution centers, warehouses. They envisioned the largest grain mill in the nation. They also envisioned having a minimum price set for commodities like grain so that farmers wouldn't be taken advantage of. As I understand it, a similar system is used in India today. Despite the NPL being ousted from power in the election in 1921, the next governor, a native from Norway, saw the project through. The mill was profitable by the 1930s and was reopened after 2 fires which left it inoperable for 18 months. The Nonpartisan League would fall apart and merge with the North Dakota Democratic Party in 1956, but the legacy of these two state enterprises lives on to this day. This legacy is one that shows state-level action often can impact the lives of people more directly than a sweeping edict from Washington, which has to consider the lives of 300 million. While most Americans look to the federal legislature to solve problems, there is far too little emphasis placed on the bodies that have more potential to change their material lives at the state and local level.